This conference will now be recorded.
So if you're coming to the, just for a recap purpose, we discussed about fundamental data types: float, integer, boolean, string, and complex. These are the five are fundamental data types. Then we started discussing about control statements. To control the flow of your programming, or to cut down and the length of the programming, we are going to use control statements. In that, we discussed about if else, for loop, while loop. Anything else we discussed? Okay. Now we are entering to different data types, that is called collection data types. The difference between fundamental data types and collection data type is, in a fundamental data you can able to maintain only one value, or you can able to handle only one value for a single variable. Where if you come to collection data types, you can able to hold multiple values in a single variable. When you say collection data types, these are two types. Where is this? One second. These are two types. One is a mutable object, the second is immutable object. So immutable object means that allow us to change or modify the content is called immutable object. For an example, you remember I used to tell you in a fundamental object, when you store the content, nothing but a value, the ID also will be referred. Whenever you update with a new value or a new content, the ID will be changed according to that. When I have x equal to 10, x equal to 10, print x comma id of x, and x equal to 20, print x comma id of id means, you know, right? Or you want me to explain? Which is a fundamental data type. Now you can see when I have a x value content as a 10, my address is so and so, and when you change the content, system is changing the address also, corresponding address of 20. This much we aware.
Yes, Amma.
When you come to collection data types, as I explained you, there are two types. One is immutable and second is immutable. Immutable means the content can be changed but address will not be changed. Mutable means, sorry, immutable means address cannot be changed. When the content is changing, the address also will change according to that. Immutable means the address will not be changed when you change the content. That means the system will allow to change the content, though you change the content of a variable, the address will not be changed in immutable objects. Where if I come to immutable objects, the address will be changed when you change the content. So that is called immutable object. Are you getting my point? For an example, if when you change the content from 10 to 20, the address should not be changed. But in fundamentals, every type of fundamental data type is immutable data type. The reason is when you change the content, address is changing. But my intention is the address should not be changed when you change the content. Then we call it as a mutable object, mutable collection data type, whatever you call it, mutable object. So there are four type of collection data types. One is tuple, second is a list, third one is a dictionary, and fourth one is a set. Except tuple, all other are mutable objects. Only tuple is immutable object. Once again, I'm telling mutable in the sense when you change the content, the address will not be changed. For an example, like in a list data type, x equal to 10, address is going to be 1. X equal to 20, the address, content is changed to 20, but the address remains 1 only. It will not be changed to some other number. But when I come to immutable object, the address will be changed according to the content. So the data type which you use for immutable is tuple, and the data types which are immutable is list, set, and dictionary. Clear? In the fundamentals, how we have string, boolean, float, integer, and complex. Similarly, when I come to collection data types, there are 4 types: list, set, dictionary, and tuple. Tuple is an immutable object, and rest of all 3 are mutable objects. Giri and
Yeah.
see for 1 week. Don't worry. We have 1 week time to understand everything.
Okay, Amma.
But basic information purpose. What and by mutable, what and by immutable. So you can see here, I have a list. X equal. Sorry, I have a list. List is going to be represented by square bracket, where you can store multiple values or multiple contents and store assigned to one variable, single variable. So if it's in square bracket, that is called list. As I explained you, the list is going to be a mutable object. So print x comma id of x. So the system is going to be print the 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, comma. id is going to be, since it's a square bracket, it displays data type as a list. And x1 equal to 25. X1 equal to 25 in the sense, what am by this one? We discussed about this long back. The index.
Yeah.
So here 10 represent the index of 1, 1 represent 20, 2, 3, and 4. So the position, the index position wherever I have 1 should be replaced with 25. So I'm just replacing one value with another value. So where the position x square bracket 1 is nothing but the position of 20 should be replaced. The position of 1, which is nothing but value of 20, should be replaced with 25. That means the content is changed. Are you agreeing with that?
Yes, Amma.
So when it's changed, we expect the address should supposed to be changed. But as I explained you, list is going to be a mutable object, so address will not be changed. So you can see here, though the value is changed, till now what we learned in fundamental objects, fundamental data types, address supposed to be changed. But when I come to collection, the address will not be changed. But when I coming to other scenario, fundamental data type are tuple. So x equal to 10, id of x. When you update the content to some other number, id of x will be changed. Address is changing and value is changing. When the value is changing, address also changing. So we call it immutable object. Hope you are getting what I'm trying to say.
Yes, Amma.
So when you come into the concept, collection data types are, you can see that this is the heading and this is nothing but the file in your folder. So if you go to the date, like date 12 folder, you can see the file name and with collection data types.py. So you'll find this content there. So collection data types are a whole group of values. It can be single value or it can be multiple values. It can be homogeneous value, it can be heterogeneous value. There is nothing that with the, when you are holding the value, every value should be similar data type. That means if I am trying to hold 10, 20, 30, 40, all should be integers. It's not meaning that. It can be heterogeneous. One value can be integer, other value can be boolean, other value can be float, other value can be string. So heterogeneous data types also, data type value also you can store it. We'll discuss in detail one by one. So various collection data types are list. List is going to be represented by square bracket. and it is a mutable object. The second data type what we have in collection is tuple. Tuple is going to be represented by normal brackets, and it is an immutable object. That means it is going to be, the address is going to be changed. And third one is set. Set is going to be represented by flower brackets, and it is a mutable. And the last one is dictionary. Dictionary is going to be represented by square bracket but key value representation, and this is a mutable object. So key value representation in the sense, I will pass a key and my system is going to respond with value. For an example, when I'm calling to call center, I will get a message auto reply saying that press 1 for balance, press 2 for connecting to call center agent, press 3 for fund transfer, press 4 for something else. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are the case, and the corresponding action is deciding is nothing but a value. So dictionary is something like that, and that is a mutable object. Now we know what is mutable object, what is not a mutable object. Out of 4, only tuple is immutable and rest all mutable. Amar, looks like everything is similar, tuple, list and everything. Then what is the difference means the properties and the behavior of each data type are different. Now let us try to understand the list. The first data type, collection data type. List is a collection of data type which holds a group of values. That is the thing applicable for 4 data types. The properties of list represented by using a square bracket, as I told you. List allows homogeneous elements, that means similar type of data types. So example I given as x equal to square bracket 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. So same data type elements you can be able to maintain. List also allows heterogeneous elements. So you can see here x equal to 1, the second element is a string amar, and third element is a boolean true. So the data type elements can be different, and list allows duplicate elements. That means if I have the same value or same element multiple times, system will consider all the elements, but there is another data type which will not allow. So duplicate elements are allowed when you come to list. So the one is repeated 3 times, so it allows. In list, insertion order is preserved. That means first in first out. So the value whatever you have in the first, while giving the outcome also, printing also, the same value will be repeated. Every element of the list identified by the unique index. So index is possible when I come to list. There are one more data type where index is itself is not there. Set doesn't have it. So index, when you say index, positive and negative both indexes are applicable. So I hope you know what is positive index and negative index. Positive index starts with 0 and from the left to right. Negative index starts from right to left and starts with -1. Any questions on this?
No,
No.
Amar.
So just for bullet points, list will allow duplicates. List is hetero and homogeneous. List insertion is preserved, and index also is there. So these 4 are major points. The reason is tomorrow if someone is going to be ask you, I want to pass a duplicate values, then you have an idea, you can apply a list function, list data type. Or someone will say that I don't want to pass duplicate values, just eliminate the duplicate values. Those scenario you cannot consider about list, you can take something else, some other data type, which we'll discuss in coming classes. So these properties should be in your mind to decide which kind of data type you can use it for a particular column. So x equal to square bracket of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, print type and type of x. So you can see here my right hand side. So the content is displayed with a square bracket 10 to 50 and class is showing us list only. Now print x and type of x system is displayed, and print x, I want to pick up only one value. So as I told you, index is possible. So if you take from right to left or left to right, positive index or negative index, you can take up. So x square bracket 1. So the second element what I have is 20. So 20 is displayed. X square bracket negative 2. That means 40 will be displayed. Minus 1, minus 2. Negative index. Or I want to display a sub elements, maybe a group of sub elements I want to be displayed. So similarly, as we discussed in the fundamental data type, you can give a range. So x square bracket, the range you can give. Since I given 3 as my starting position, colon space represent till the last element. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 is 40th element. So 40 and 50 will be displayed. And if you observe here, to hold multiple values, again it's taking as a list only, square bracket. And as I told you, list is a mutable object. This is very important. In interview, they may expect. I'm talking in terms of Indian interviews, not foreign interviews. Yamini, just for your note. In interview, if they want person wants to apply for a job in Python developer, then there might be a chance they can ask some basic questions, not in fundamentals. They can ask you in collections. We can expect at least 2-3 questions on collection data types because of this property differences. So list is a mutable object. That means the list can be changed. The content elements can be changed, but the address of the list cannot be changed. So you can see here x equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Print x comma id of x. So the system is going to display 10 to 50 in a square bracket, comma id is going to be some number. Let's see here. Now I'm changing one element to some other number, maybe 50 here. I entered as example. So when you see the id again, the id is not changing at all. The value is changed. So because of this reason, address is not changing, but the content is allowed to change. We call this kind of class or object as a list object. Sorry. And there are two ways you can create a list. The first one we used square bracket. Other one we can use list function. List open and square, normal brackets only. List open and close bracket. By using this function, I can able to create a list. Let us see that one also. How to create a list. So this is the file name. What is created for you. So list data type scenario. Some scenarios to make you understand. Now, list can hold mutable objects and immutable objects. List is a mutable, but within that you can have an element which is a mutable or immutable. We'll discuss in coming slides. So in square bracket 10 to 50, I have print x comma id of x, print type of x, and length of x. I just try to understand these 4 parts. X is going to display the value, id is going to display the address of the location, address, and type is going to tell you which the data type, and length is going to tell you how many values or how many content I have it. System displayed this value. So x is going to show you the content value, and this is my address where it's stored, and the class is the list, and total elements is 5. 10 to 5 elements I have. So 5 is displayed. Now within the list I have 5 elements. Each element I'm just trying to find out the same thing. You can see here the first element x square bracket 0 is nothing but the first element 10. So 10 is displayed and it is an integer behavior within the list data type, and it has some address. And similarly 20 is the next one, x square bracket 1. It is also an integer and it has another address, and 30 has another address. That says that list will have one address for representing, and within the list the elements will have the corresponding address. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Samar.
And now what I'm doing is, just for understanding purpose, this 20 has been changed to 10. What will be happen? Means these two addresses will be the same. For the first position, second position, address will be the same. As I told you, till the the reference point, reference count become as 0, it will hold the same address. In the starting classes, I should tell you, when I explained you the ID, there will be reference count till the RC become as 0. The value will be referred to, the address will be referred to multiple variables. The same concept apply in a list also. Since there are two times the 10 is referred, so two times the address will be the same within the list also. System will not take it as two different addresses. System will take 10 is a value and it is referred by some address. So can I do list slicing in the sense? Nothing but sub list in the sense. Aramse can do by using index. So list slicing is nothing but extracting particular element or sub elements, subgroup you can say. So I have the list from 10 to 60 within the square bracket, and print of x, system is going to display the entire list. Now I can use a index function now. Print x square bracket, starting point I'm not giving, I just given a space, colon 3. That means system assumes that I want to pick up the value elements from 0, starting position 0 till 3. 3 is nothing but n minus 1, nothing but 2. So 0, 1, 2. So 10, 20, 30 will be displayed. Clear? Print x square bracket 2 colon. That means starting position is supposed to be in the 2 and ending will be till the last position. So it will be displayed. So 30 to 60 it is displayed. Amar, I want to extract only 30, 40, 50. I don't want to extract anything else. So you can follow two types, either forward index or backward index, positive or negative index. So I given square bracket 2 colon 5, nothing but which is representing from 30 to 50, or I can follow negative index. I'll get the same values. Thirty, 40, 50. You can, it's up to you, forward index or backward index according to your requirement. So can I use syntax like this? Five colon 2.
No,
Why?
we need to go from left to right, right?
It's up to you. The x colon 5 to 2, or you can I give like something like this, -1 to -4.
-1 to -4, no.
Why?
It won't display anything, right? Because it's coming from,
It's empty set, empty list.
yeah.
Similarly, this one also will not be work. The reason is that is also we are expecting ascending order, lower value to higher value, both the sides. So can I apply now? What is happening means all the values are coming together, or I can able to pick up one value, some group of values. Is there any alternative way I can able to pick up every element separately and printing or do some kind of data pre-processing. I want to do some data processing purpose, pick up one value and take a condition. If the condition is satisfied, perform something. If the condition is not satisfied, perform something else. On element wise, I want to do the performance. How can I do this? The one option what you have is loops, for loops. Now I have the data x equal to square bracket of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Print x comma type of x. So system is displayed. It is a list. Now I'm giving some space. So that is the reason you can find some space here. Print in bracket slash t. Slash t represent one line space. Now I want to pick up elements from the x value, x variable. So for I in x. So I is a temporary variable. You can mention anything like a to z, anything. System will consider that. So I in x, print I comma type of I. So system is going to be repeat this for loop for 5 times. Why 5 times means it is picking the value from the x. X has 5 values, 5 elements. Clear or not?
Yes, Amar.
So it is going to be print 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and it is displayed. Now in other way, can I use a different loop, different control statement means you also have an option to use while statement. So right now I'm just giving I equal to 0, nothing but index. Index I'm taking as first element is always 0, starts with 0. So I equal to 0 I just given, while in bracket 0, I is represent 0 less than length of x. Length of x is nothing but the length of x is 5 right now. So 5 is going to be displayed here. So 0 is less than 5, condition is true. So print x in square bracket the index position. So I equal to initial time it's going to be 0, x of 0 it's going to be displayed. The next one is I'm giving an increment or decrement. So right now I need to be increased to I equal to 1, I equal to 2. So initially it was 0. So 0 plus 1 is going to be 1 and it's stored it back to I. Again, the while condition will be repeated till the condition become as false. So 10 to 50 you can see. That means that in a list statement I can use for loop, I can use while loop, both. Are you getting? Any questions, Giri or Yamini?
No, Amar.
No.
And we have addresses. We can play with address also. That is the reason I always say mutable and immutable objects. So right now you can see x equal to some content you have 10 to 50 and y also showing the same. Can I assume that x and y are representing the same address? Don't see the blue color, just see the right hand side graph. It will not represent the same address. It is not something like immutable object, it's a mutable object. That means every variable, though the value content is same, it will have a different address. So you can see here I have a different address for x and different address for y, and this is going to be immutable, sorry, mutable. So when you change the content, the address will not be changed, but single unique address will be there for x, unique address for y, for mutable objects. Is the address the same for x and y means? No, it will not be. How can I know? Now there are 4 or 5 elements are there. You can able to see id of x and the print of x, and by seeing the numbers you can able to see. But in reality, may or may not possible to decide by seeing. So we have a functions like is. So is function will help me to verify the address of x and address of y are same or different. So for that, when I use is function, it just referring the addresses. It is not going to be refer the content. So x is y in the sense the address is same for x and y means both are different. So it return a boolean operator called false. Yeah, x double equal to y, the second one, x double equal to y in the sense It is just referring the content, not the address. I don't bother about address. I want to see the comparison of the elements. 10 equal to 10, 20 equal to 20, 30, 40, 50. So the values are same or not. It's just trying to find out. If the values are same, then it returns true, or else return false. Clear?
Yes, Samar.
Now, as I told, it's a mutable object. So when you assign a new number to update a new number to the existing data, the address will not be changed. You can see here 3024 3024. But what if I change to element? Means it will change the address also. Let me show you. So his address is changed after updating the 35 means no, it will not be changed. Print x of 0, type of 0, and id of 0. So the x of 0 is going to be 10, and I'm going to see type is going to be an integer, and address is some number. When you come to y of 0, type of 0, and id of 0, it is going to be the same address. Type is going to be integer, and it is going to be 10. So you can see here both are same, 616, 616. Though the main list address is different, within the values, within the list, we have different elements. If the elements are same in different list, the address will, for the particular element, the represented address will be the same. So within the list, we can have mutable objects or immutable objects, both. We'll discuss going for some more time. So the x of 0 is y of 0 means the address of x of 0 is equal to y of 0 means it returns true. It's written as true. Now we try to understand what are the other functions we can do in the sense. All these functions we can apply on list. So we can see type of x, we can see the id of x, we can see the length of x by using a len function, and we can sum of x. All the values we can sum together. And max of x, which is the maximum number, minimum number. On sorted. Sorted means if you want to maintain the data in ascending order or descending order, you can able to get it. But the problem here is descending order is not available. So you have to go with ascending order. Then before going to ascending order by using a sort function, reverse the data from top to bottom approach. So that is there. Any questions on this? Is not yet completed. List is not yet completed. Still we have. For tomorrow's class, we are parking some more list functions. All these are list only. Till now, whatever I covered. No questions? Either I explained very well or people are still in confusion.
No, you explained very well.